another question is, if you could do American Chopper again from the start, would you do anything different?
I mean,
that's hard to say. That's a lot.
I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I wouldn't know. You know, it's kind of a mood point question because it's in the past. I think we were just like on this crazy ride. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we were like flying by the seat of our pants for like the first 5 years.
Right.
So I can't see how I would like go back and like critique like maybe decisions that I made or things I did because it seems pointless. And I don't know. I don't think I would have had the wherewithal to do something different. Right. Is there anything that I have like a major regret for? Not really. You know, personally, I would have liked for me and my father to get along more often than we did.
Right.
And it's not even a get along. I think it's the overall dynamic between us, the relationship. So, but it was what it was. And it actually, the things that a lot of people look at and go, geez, that was really tough, is what they were watching for.
Right.
So they may even sympathize with what I had to deal with in my father with his outbursts or, you know, acting, you know, screaming and yelling and all that stuff. But they couldn't stop watching, you know? So it's like, and even me now, as much as that was hard for me as a younger person, right? When we still had a real father-son dynamic like that. Now I look back and go, geez, man, I don't think it would have been as good.
Right.
If we didn't argue.
Well, to that point, even having no control over editing, all the things that you would have taken out would have completely changed. You know, you wouldn't have shown half the things if it was up to you.
That's true.
Really at the time, and that's what kind of made it so dynamic.
Yeah, and so I don't think a lot of people understand that when the show was done, every episode from the very first pilot to the very last show we did, we never had control over any editing.
No.
We saw it when the people watched it on Monday nights at 9:00 was the first time we were seeing anything. We never got looks. We never got anything sent to us and say, is this okay? Mm-hmm. And you know, they put it chock full of all the fights that happened that 3 or 4 weeks it took to do the episode, right? So, man, yeah, I would say that I would quite often watch the show and not be happy.
Right.
And just because, well, for a number of reasons, I didn't like the way things were looking at times.
Right.
Or I felt like, man, they left out some really good stuff, like fab-wise.
Well, that's always hard, too, because there is so much that goes into it. So if there's certain parts that you feel like are very important to the build and it doesn't make it, that's like where it can be frustrating for sure.
Exactly. You know, the truth is, in editing, they're trying to make a television show. Mm-hmm. A lot of our episodes were 2 hours long.
Think about how much filming goes into that 1 hour. It's like a month's worth of filming around the clock, you know.
Yeah, and so I think when the rubber meets the road and they're trying to put an episode together and maybe they're getting behind and they need to have deliverables, stuff gets lost. Now, even a 1 hour episode is probably edited to like 2 hours, and then they got to cut an hour out of it. So they got to take a 2 hour episode.
44 minutes with commercials, right?
Right, 44 minutes with commercials. But you know what I'm saying. They have this big episode, and then they just have to whittle away at it to make one great episode for 44 minutes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think like that was a lot. We had a lot of content. They had like 5 cameras. We filmed around the clock. I mean, how much footage can you keep track of? Even if you have a bunch of editors, it's a lot. So quite often, you know, I'd see like a build and think, man, that wheel is going to be like this big feature on and it was like a blip or barely mentioned. And I'm like, that whole wheel thing, we did that for days. There was all this great content around it. So that was a little frustrating. But, you know, again, they were doing the best that they could with all the content that they had. And truthfully, they had a lot of goods. There was never junk.
Yeah.
It was never like, what are we going to do with this? It was like, we have so much of it. Mm-hmm. You know, they probably could have done 2 hour episodes
I was just thinking that. They could
every time. Mm-hmm. Easily. They could. And quite often I'd be like, talk with the editors. I'd be like, hey, what happened with it? And they're like, we got it down to like, we had to cut it.
Yeah.
So that's just the nature of it. So I think I would have liked to seen different things through the years. And then, you know, Oh man, when it became senior versus junior, I feel like the editing, oh man, people got creative because they have so much of our footage. And so sometimes.
Well, then they had double the footage. Think about it. You have two shops, both filming for an entire month to create that still 1 hour episode. So, and then you have to get two stories within that 1 hour. So I feel like that's when it got, like, we would watch it when it would come out, and all you were like looking for is just make sure that the story was told, that your client was shown, that, you know, there was enough in there that made sense to, you know, out of the whole situation and the build.
And we always got screwed.
A little bit. Sometimes we would check the time, and
we would always check the time.
I know.
So if it was 44 minutes, I would watch like OCC's build get like
30.
Yeah, like 30, and we would get like. And then there would be like an outside event, which I'm in, but it's not my client. And all of a sudden, like my build is like, you know, 12 minutes total of the whole episode. And OCC would get 30 minutes, you know? And we were just up against that all the time because, you know, it started with them and it was never going to not be in their favor.
Right, of course.
And so, but I was glad to have that aspect of things. And it was so frustrating because, in my opinion, our bikes were so much better than theirs, and our process was so much better, but they showed a lot less of us than the other side. And that was my feeling, you know. And it might have been a little hypersensitive because here I am, like, you know, the client is expecting a certain thing. I have high expectations for what they're going to get, but really have no control over what they're going to get. So that was a little frustrating at times. I had to make some phone calls about that and freak out on some people occasionally and be like, what's going on here, you know? But they never cared. No one ever cares about that stuff. They're like, shut up, you know?
Shut up and build your bike.
Yeah, shut up and build bikes. Do what we tell you. So, yeah, that was a little frustrating at times. But, you know, at the same time, we really shined, I felt like, especially in senior versus junior. We really were determined not to feed into the negativity. And we really stayed the course. And I think that was hard for production.
Yeah.
I think production was looking for more battles between us. In fairness, it makes good television, at least in their minds. And we weren't really confronting OCC. We were just trying to build a business, and they were wanting us to go to bloody war.
Yeah, or respond to something that had happened, and we were just trying to keep working.
We were trying to do the right thing, frankly. We really were. And we did. And I think that got frustrating for the network as well as production at times. So I think people could do like some wordplay, you know, like you have a million zillion hours of me saying everything and anything. So you could take something my father says and then maybe drop something that I said earlier that day that might have a response that you're looking for. So, and I'm not even saying like a lot of that went on, but occasionally I was like, I don't think I said
just out
that
of context.
in that moment. Out of context sometimes.
Yeah, only. But that's always the big thing, especially with editing. They can't make you say something you didn't actually say.
That's true.
Yeah.
They can make things a little funny, but certainly not. And I feel like I don't know. There's things that I won't even talk about because it just doesn't make any sense, you know.
Yeah.
But overall, great experience. Production was great. Discovery, fantastic to work with. And we were just juggernauts over there.
Yeah.
Just pumping out marketing and advertising for these guys like nobody's business. The ad sales we brought to Discovery was just, I mean, it had to be to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars worth of advertising around our show that was already built in. And then we brought in all these big brands and they had to spend money on advertising across all of the shows that Discovery had, or the networks that Discovery had, TLC, Discovery, and all the, you know, all these subsidiaries of Discovery. So, which is fine. And we did, you know, in the interim, we did very well for ourselves too. So it was a pretty big phenomenon, the whole thing. I don't even know how we got here, but
I don't know either. What were we talking about?
What would you go back and change anything?
Geez.
Apparently I would.
We really,
you know?
just off a cliff.
Apparently the answer is yes.
Yeah, right?
But no, it's all good. It's funny because we're having these conversations and I'm just reflecting back. And, you know, it's been a minute from those earlier days. And gosh, even watching the episodes is bringing me back into like remembering situations from that time period that I never think about. It's not a part of my life anymore like that, you know?
How do you feel when you watch them?
I love it. I love it. It's a little strange.
I feel like I can't stand to like see myself or hear myself. I'm like, I sound like that. Like, you know, like it's.
I think that's a lot of people. You know, I like the sound of my voice now.
Oh my gosh.
That's not really true, but I know what you're saying. You know, most people, I mean, back in the day, the first early episodes, I'm talking like I can't even do my voice from back then.
Yeah.
It's very slow, and I'm like, I'm like hoarser probably because I'm older, right? But I had like a higher pitched voice, and I don't know, man. We were watching it the other day, and I'm like, who are these guys talking with this high pitch? So, you know, when you look back on that time period, it's just a totally different person. I can't describe it any other way. And the more I watch it, the more I realize I don't even know that guy, you know?
Right, yeah.
But it's interesting, you know, because it's bringing up some different thoughts. I love the interaction. I love when I watch the show and we're interacting and it's me and Michael and we're like so young, and then Vin comes around the corner and like, you know, and we're building the fire bike or the, you know, whatever. I would just watch the fire bike episode, but super good, man. Really, really feel grateful for the show. It's recorded my history in a very professional way. The storytelling is excellent, in part because we told a fantastic story, but they also captured that story. They put the music to it, even though it's a little antiquated and older. It's still fun to watch.
Yeah.
And they really did a great job of storytelling with our show. And so that is there forever and ever and ever. And it holds up. See, that's the thing. And it's not because I'm in it. Because if I didn't think it held up anymore, I would be the first one to say, you know, it was good. But it still is good. It really is. Even the high definition stuff, which is like all of our first season.
Yeah.
It holds up, man. Go watch it. It's fantastic. It's funny. It's fun. My father's funny. Michael's funny. I'm saying stuff, and we're building killer stuff.
Yeah.
There's never been a show like that before. Not since. I mean, think about it. There's never been a show like American Chopper since. Not anywhere. Not anyhow. No one's ever done, not Fast and Light. None of these guys really did what we did for television, you know, and which is really create a whole genre of television called docudrama. So we brought in this whole new look,
Right.
you know, of reality television. And then pretty much unknowingly. Yeah, we didn't set out to do it. And I think that's what made it so great. It was no intention on our part. We were just building bikes. We were carrying on that way. Goofing off. We know how to have fun, and it translated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the questions I was looking through earlier is someone asked, what am I like as a dad?
You are like the older brother that Hudson never wanted.
Or did want.
Or did. Or who knows? I feel like I'm always yelling at the both of you. I'm like, stop wrestling. Someone's going to get hurt. I feel like you're an excellent dad, honestly, though.
Thank you.
You know?
Yeah, I try. I got my imperfections, you know. I find that I have some bad habits from maybe my upbringing at times, but not for the most part.
Yeah.
The one thing I do to overcome any of my shortcomings, which trust me, I have them, is love on that kid 24/7.
Yeah.
I just love on him.
I know.
And I'll tell you, it covers a lot
He's
of
like
things.
smothered with love from the two of us.
He
honestly.
really is, and he handles it really well. You could see he has great confidence when he's away from us.
Yeah.
He's very comfortable with who he is. There's some real values that come out of giving that kid love like that, you know, because life is tough, and he's now 10 years old, and there's all these things happening in his life, and it's like I feel like that aspect of what we've instilled in him, it really translates. Plus, he's a great kid. You know, he's got a great personality. So I think we're doing a pretty good job with that kid, man.
I agree.
I think he's easy though because
I know.
You know,
he wasn't always easy. When he was young, he was
I know he was a tough cookie.
bouncing off the walls. He was a runner. He was
Upset.
a handful.
At one point in time, he was upset a lot.
Very emotional. I think he was trying to deal with his emotions, you know, trying to figure that out.
That kid feels deeply. And I think when he was young and could not verbalize
what
it,
he was feeling,
his frustration it came through, and he didn't know how to handle it. I think at one point we were kind of worried about him, really, frankly. And then just over time, man, he just kind of started to grow out of it. And when he started to really talk more, the more he verbalized, the more communication increased, the less frustrated he was. Because then at least you knew what was going on with him, right? Yeah. And then even at one point, he half the time didn't know what was going on emotionally, you know, with his own self.
Right.
But man, now he's just been such a great kid all the way through.
10's fun.
And I'll tell you, man, every one of his teachers, what do they say? He's got the biggest heart.
I know.
He is so kind to the kids around him. And I'll tell you, it's better than grades. Mm-hmm. And he's an honor student. So the grades are great, right? For me, I didn't do well in school. Grades were not a thing for me, but for him.
Well, that's the thing for him also. I feel like it doesn't come easy to him to get good grades, but he cares so much. He tries so hard.
He really does. You're so right about that. He tries so hard, and he does not want to disappoint us or himself. Or his teachers. Yep. And it's not like we're putting like crazy pressure on him. He's coming to his own conclusion on that, and that's the big win. So he's willing to study and put the hard work in.
And he still loves school, though, which is like amazing. That
he didn't even want it to end.
I know.
Which I couldn't. I hated school.
Couldn't wait for the last day.
I hated school, man.
What did he say this year about when school was ending? He's like, wait, it's this Monday? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, this Monday, you know, no more school, summer starting. He was saying, he was talking about the relief of stress.
Oh, yeah.
School's so much stress.
Well, he had all these tests towards the end, and he was like trying to get through, and he did great.
Yeah.
He did. So yeah, I'm a great dad. Back to the
question.
I try and be a good dad. I know that I could probably do more.
Yeah, but I feel like you meet him where he's at, and I think that's important. I feel like you don't push him. You know, maybe you enjoyed things when you were a child or around 10 years old that he doesn't necessarily enjoy. Yeah, and you don't push that on him.
The big thing is sports. I was like a sports nut job. I mean, I was a power lifter. I was, captain of the football team. I had state and national records in bench press, state and national records in shot put and disc. I mean, I was like an overachiever, and it was very natural for me. Like my athleticism won out, and I really enjoyed that aspect of my life because I hated school. So it was the only good thing about school to me. And for him, he doesn't really care about sports.
Not into them that much, no.
And it's funny because we tried him in football, and he didn't really care.
I feel like we've tried him at a bunch of things, and nothing ever really stuck until he tried surfing.
Because that's more of an individual thing. I think he likes that. I think as soon as you put rules and regulations to things, he's not into it. Mm-hmm. So I think the surfing was more kind of free spirited, and it's in the ocean, and that kid you could drop him off in the morning and pick him up the next day, and he'll still be out there. Yeah. So he definitely loves the water like that. But yeah, you're right. For me, I wasn't gonna push him. I really wasn't gonna push him to be like a football player, baseball player. It just, if he wanted it, I would have leaned into it, because I still love to throw the football with kids and stuff like that. And he'll have he's starting to come around.
I know.
First of all,
it's
he's
like his own timing.
It's his own timing. Yeah. And so this year he got most improved in gym class and most improved through the year in his 4th grade class. So this year he's had like a big,
growth.
I'd say a growth spurt, but I think more, physically, and I think the way he's thinking.
Yeah.
So he's changing, and, he's like 6 foot and he's in 4th grade. And so, man, I see his athleticism. It's there. And I just feel like this kid's going to come out of nowhere because I think he's going to be 6'5". I think easily 6'5", and I think he's going to be like not a lanky 6'5", like a big dude. Your dad's big.
Solid. Yeah.
He's very solid. He reminds me of me a little bit, but he's much taller than I was. I mean,
what's my father? 6'3"?
6'3",
I believe. Yep. He's the shortest of his brothers.
Yeah. Right. You have an uncle that's what, 6'7"? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's beastly. I mean, that's a little. I'm telling you, probably 6'3", 6'5" for like a tight end or like basketball or any of that stuff, it is good, I think. But yeah, he's going to be a beast, and he's a very handsome kid. So all those ladies he's going to be a heartbreaker, this kid, man. It's crazy because he's got your looks, so cute. And he's going to be this tall blonde kid, So anyways, we love him. He's great. And I do have a lot of fun with him. I love roughhousing.
Oh, my gosh.
My wife is not good at this. She thinks I should never roughhouse with him.
Not never. I feel like your timing is the worst.
So what? I honestly, I got to tell you something. It is so important for me to roughhouse with our son. It is not even funny. It really, really is important. It toughens him up a little bit. I think it will help him through things. He's not so sensitive or gun shy about stuff like that, you know? And he's kind of a rough kid anyways. He actually plays too rough with me. Like if I give him a little something, man, he'll hit me hard. And I'm like, dude, you can't hit me that hard. Because he's like manly now, you know?
he's so big.
But I think roughhousing's important. And I know what you're saying. It's like 11 o'clock at night.
Like
we're trying to go to
bedtime.
bed. And I'm like, we're
Punching
like
him.
punching and wrestling. And, you know, he loves it.
He thinks it's even funnier when it's an inappropriate time to do it.
That's why I'm doing it.
I know.
I mean, this is what dads do, man. And you're always going to give me a hard time and him a hard time about it, and we're always going to do it. Now, in fairness, he's getting older, so we're teaming up on you more.
Big time.
And you can't really handle that. It's like maybe like how your brother and his friends would tease you at one point in time. Like you're
I'm like,
outnumbered.
enough.
It's now we have the dog. It's 3 boys and 1 girl.
Always,
and we're
yeah.
and he's becoming more man boy, you know.
Yeah, and he's got lots of jokes. Like
Lots of jokes. He's very witty. He's very funny, and he gets all that from me.
Oh my gosh.
He's got your looks. He's got my athleticism, my humor. I mean, this kid's winning.
Winning combo.
Winning combination. What's something about me that fans would be surprised to learn?
Oh my gosh.
Do, do, do,
So
do,
broad. Wait, let me think about this. Wait, what's appropriate?
Well, I mean, geez, I could think of a few.
You could?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me think about this here. That they would be surprised to learn.
Yeah.
about?
What is something that like fans really don't know about me?
I think everyone knows that you're obsessed with pickleball.
Nobody knows that.
You don't think so?
No.
Maybe I just know
You
that.
think fans know that? Oh, really? Yeah. When? How?
I don't know.
I never posted a picture of me playing pickleball. We haven't done that. You know I'm obsessed because I talk about it all the time.
Yeah, so I was thinking maybe that's a big thing. Well, you know what it is? That's funny when people see you like out, like in person. They're like, "Oh, wow, you look great," or whatever, because like you've
playing pickleball.
you're like
All right,
pickleball.
so that's one thing.
Yeah, I would say that's like a big part of your life that people probably don't realize.
Yeah.
How obsessed with pickleball you are in the grand scheme of
I am.
everything.
I'm obsessed with pickleball because I've been playing maybe 3 years now? 4 years? How long?
4?
4 years?
4?
And, you know, I've had my injuries and stuff like that, but it has got me to be a beast again. And I mean, like, fast as lightning, very athletic again. I've gotten like my natural athleticism back in action.
That you thought was gone.
I thought it was gone.
Right.
And I'm talking like for 30 years, I didn't really do any sports. So when I
Well,
started,
how do you, that? I feel like that's like the biggest thing with pickleball because it's so inclusive that a lot of people don't realize. So there's so many people that in high school played a sport. How do you play football once you get out of high school?
You
know what I
don't.
mean? Like, or how do you play like a soccer game or something that's a big team sport and that's what you were very into? You kind of lose that part of your life.
you do. And really, pickleball is like a big fill in there, man. It's very, for me, I try for everything and I sweat and I get a fantastic workout. Keeps the fat off, keeps me lean, keeps me keeping up with that kid.
Yeah. I feel like that's been a really big difference.
It really has.
Yeah.
Man, I play well. You know, there's better players, but I'm a good player. I mean, I'm a very advanced player.
Yep.
So it's very competitive. We just got a new pickleball place indoor that I joined,
I still
which is
like
nice.
outdoor.
I like outdoor, but the wind's a big factor, and now I'm spoiled. So I like when I hit the ball over there, it goes
You know
over
it's
there.
gonna go over there, yeah.
Ish, you know, you
Yeah.
hope. But yeah, I think like for me, it's been big. It's really helped hand-eye coordination, and I think you know, for years I was the guy like pickleball. What the hell's pickleball,
I
man?
know.
And
Well, on its face value, it sounds
ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah, it does. I think it's a terrible name for it, but it's what it is. And then once I started, then I was hooked. And then when I started getting good,
Oh, forget it.
that was it for me. I turned
Well,
mental.
I feel like at first, no, you were like a mental case when you first started
just
playing.
yeah.
There's something wrong with you. Seriously.
I think you're right.
Yeah, no, we would play and you'd be so like,
Oh, that was in the beginning where I was probably a little bit more frustrated because I wanted to be better and I wasn't. So it was like I was a little like, now that I'm a better player, I'm much more like chill. You know, I'm a little bit more laid back, less intense. Even when we play, you know, because I can't keep, when we're playing, I can't keep my mouth shut. I got to tell you.
my gosh.
I got to tell you how to do everything.
I know. And I just
then
give you
you're
the
like,
look.
you're giving me
really?
the eyes, but you're a good pickleball player. So, and I think I've gotten better with that. I mean, you could speak to that. We don't play as much together as we used to.
I love when you comment like, get it over the net. Like, I didn't know. Thank you for that. That's so helpful.
I know. I'm like, you got to get it over.
Yeah. And then you do the same thing.
I'm working on all that, though. I'm working on me.
We're playing in a tournament at the end of this month.
We are playing in a tournament, local tournament. It's going to be great.
Hey, last time we played, we placed.
Yeah, we got third place.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
I know.
Especially since you never play.
I know.
But yeah, I think overall pickleball would be something that people now know about me, but really probably for all intents and purposes, I don't post pictures of me playing.
Right.
It's kind of a part of my life that I don't really let people into, but I maybe should more because I do love it. I designed a paddle, which is nowhere right now. We got to probably readdress that, but I should be doing some paddle designs, you know? Really. I got some good ideas. We did a really great paddle. So yeah, I think getting a little bit more into that. And well, I mean, I'm type 2 diabetic. Maybe some people know, but I don't think everybody knows that about me, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's a big thing too. And it's funny how that came about because remember at the build off, it was build off 2?
It was build off 2.
Build off 2. Okay, so build off 2, very stressful, right?
Yeah.
Especially after winning the first build off, you're the only one who has something to lose, really,
That's
against
right.
everyone else, you know?
Yeah, going into the second build off, we came into it winners and everyone else had lost. And we added Fast and Loud, who frankly, at the time, their show was new and pretty hot. They had a good following and they were feeling themselves, you know, like in that situation. They were like, we're guaranteed to win, you know? So we came into that like, you know, kind of like,
well,
all
it's
right.
stressful and it's live. I feel like people don't realize like the pressure. Like if you fall, you fall.
That's
like,
right.
You know what I mean? There's no editing that comes with that, you know?
And that was a lot of pressure for you.
I mean, I felt the pressure, for you.
I know.
It's like different if it's yourself, but to like watch,
I know.
you know, your husband go through that at the time.
I remember because we did the first one and you're like, never again.
I'm like, never again. We're
and
never
then
doing
I was
this
like,
again.
oh, we'll see. And then the next year they're like, we want to do another one. And we were like, oh, geez, man, we're the only ones with anything to lose. But we did it. And, you know, it was good for us. Those build-offs
So getting
were good.
back to that, during that stressful time when we were going through like rehearsals, you know, just like timing and everything like on stage, and you weren't feeling that great, remember?
Yeah.
And we didn't know at the time that you were type 2 diabetic. We
Right.
had no idea. And who did I go next or someone went next door?
Got a banana.
Got a banana from the dressing room next door to give it to you. Yes, because you were feeling like
wonky. I remember I got out of the elevator. Now, there was a lot of stress. I think that
there was a lot
big,
going on behind the scenes that no one knows about. Like,
well, that big conversation that happened with my father, Jesse James, and our producer, and they didn't realize I was standing back there because it was dark. That really put me in like a...
Well, you heard some things.
I heard some things
that no one knew that you heard.
But it was good because they all told on themselves. So I was like in the know.
Yeah.
So that did work out, but it also was like stressful because I'm like realizing pretty much everyone here is against me, you know? So I got to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
So there was a lot going on at the time, you know? But yeah, that's when I found out. We got
not
back.
too long after that, right?
Yeah, it was shortly after that.
Yeah.
Then
it all made sense. All the you know, there were all these signs, right?
And me freaking out on you after eating a whole pint of Three Twins
ice cream
out in Napa.
Yeah, pass out.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
You woke up like...
Yeah, I was drinking like gallons of that V8 Splash with all
you're
that
like, I'm
fruit
so
juice
thirsty.
in it. And I'm like, I was like, man, I already drank 2 of these, man.
Yeah. Probably the worst thing you could have been drinking.
Worst thing I could have. But I had no idea, man.
Right.
I had no idea. People should pay attention to that because truthfully, many years before that, my doctor told me that
I remember you telling me that, and you were like, "Yeah, whatever."
I was getting borderline, but I always felt like she was trying to put me on too many medications. Like every time I went in there, she's like, "Oh, we got to get you on blood pressure." I'm like, "I'm not taking any of that. I'm like a young guy, you know."
Yeah.
And then the diabetes caught up with me, you know, which is weird because I was never really obese. I ate sugar like everyone else.
You didn't eat terribly.
I don't think I ate terribly, but you know. It's weird. When you're young, I remember thinking, I'll do it all now. Because later I won't be able to. And I did it all, man.
Yeah.
Ate, smoked, fatty steaks, sugar,
Ribeyes.
whatever you can eat, you know?
Yeah.
And boy, it does catch up to you. Now I'm 50 and now I can't do any of it.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. I eat good. I probably eat better. I probably should eat a little bit better, you know, but I will tell you this, the pickleball,
Yes, counteracts a
if
lot
I play,
of that.
if I play
yes.
for like 2 hours hard and I lose like 5-10 pounds of just sweating, you know, I could probably come home and eat a few things that I shouldn't, and it really does balance me out, you know, because you're burning all that sugar.
Yeah.
So I think being active and having type 2 diabetes, aside from diet, or at least a moderate diet, is critical. I think a
Yeah.
lot of people don't exercise, and that's when they get into trouble.
Yeah.
And even for me now, unless something changes with the medicines, it's not a good thing to have. So if you could avoid it early on, which I think is just change your habits, if anyone says you're borderline.
Yeah, if you're borderline, then you should probably watch.
Yeah, because you don't want to be
Yeah.
on metformin and Januvia and whatever else I'm on, you know? This, like, I've been on that for like 15 years now.
Yeah, right.
So, but overall, you know, I still always feel tired.
Yeah.
I do. I always feel like I'm tired. I got to get my gallbladder out. I know. And I'm waiting.
You have been avoiding this, and it's going to be like, and they said it's like such a simple little.
It's a 1 day, half day in
little
and out,
incision,
and
they
I'm
go
waiting,
in.
just waiting for the ambulance
You're
to
waiting for
come
it to
because I can't, because
explode.
I'm keeled over on the floor or something like
Yeah.
that. You know, that's just my stubbornness.
Yeah.
But I should do something about it. It's been like a year since they told me that thing's got to go.
Yeah.
I'm falling apart.
Oh, to be 50.
So people want to know, what's my weirdest habit?
What's your weirdest habit? You make all sorts of noises and make up your own words sometimes.
I do make up my own words. I think that's where our son gets it from.
I know.
I do make a lot of noises.
You do.
A lot of throat clearing, a lot of sniffing,
Yeah.
snorting, farting.
Wow.
It's just,
I don't know.
I'm just a human, man.
I can't think of
just
any
a human,
other weird-
50-year-old human man.
What are some other weird habits? I don't know.
I bite my nails.
Oh, yeah.
pile 'em up.
Okay. I've even offered to clip your
I
nails
know what
for
that
you.
is.
I clip
It's a
Hudson's
bad
nails.
idea because I know they're dirty,
Oh,
and
my
I know I'm
gosh.
probably going to get sick from it.
Yeah, it's so terrible.
I rock.
You do rock. That's a strange one. I've gotten used to it. So
I don't do it like I used to.
I don't notice it anymore. But
Yeah, I don't do it like I
remember
used
we
to.
were like dating like not too long, and we were driving somewhere far, and you started like rocking in the car, and I'm like,
You're like, oh my
what is
gosh,
wrong
he's a
with
serial
him?
killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rock. I like rocking back and forth, man. And when I was young, my mom used to go nuts because, you know, I was like a big kid, and I'd be sit up front with her, and she'd be driving in the minivan, and I'd be the minivan would be like this. She's driving her nuts.
Yeah.
So she took me to the doctor and said, hey, she's like, I'm bringing you to the doctor. And I'm like, okay. So we go there, and she's like, he's blah, 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 and rocking when he's on the couch watching TV, he's rocking. The doctor said it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it.
She's like, tell him to stop.
It's kind of a soothing technique. And it's weird because now I'm 50 and I still do it. I do it a lot less, and I could sit still. I don't have to rock.
Yeah.
But when I was like, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I mean, I really rocked a lot.
I feel like you only do that like on long drives or if you're tired and you're like trying to like keep
Stay
yourself,
awake.
like, awake.
Well, I'll also rock if I throw music on. I kind of get into it, but I notice
Yeah, but
every once in a while I see like people pass and they're like pointing and laughing at me because I must look special in that front seat rocking.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that I've always done, man. I know one other kid who did it. It's just
Was there something wrong with him?
Yeah, there was something very wrong with him, but it wasn't the rocking. There was something wrong with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I don't know. I guess it's like a soothing technique. That's what the doctor said when I was a kid, and so I think it made sense. Mm-hmm. You know, especially with my upbringing. You know, a lot of stress. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what is something that someone might be surprised about you?
Surprised about
Yeah,
me?
like what's some kind of thing that like they would never know about you?
You tell me. I don't know.
You're in the garden club. Well, what is that like?
Oh, I would feel like we do like a lot of community, outreach and things of that nature, raise money for different things, give out scholarships, and it's kind of centered around gardening. I don't know. I feel like it's like a nice way to give back to the community, and also it's something that I enjoy.
Yes, you do.
So there's like house tours, like for Christmas and everything, and I've always enjoyed like decorating and, you know, coming up with like creative ways to do certain things. So I feel like it kind of scratches that itch.
If you had to look like a round number, what is the age of women that are in the garden club?
Older than me.
By a margin.
Yes.
So how was that experience transitioning to the garden club being so much
I
younger?
attended many meetings before I actually joined, and they kept saying, "Are you sure? Are you sure? You know, we're a bit older than you." And I said, "Well, our interests align. If you don't mind, I don't mind. You know." But I feel like it's a good thing, you know, because I feel like it's been a few years now that I've been in the club, and I feel like I've kind of found my niche a little bit of like the things that, because you can volunteer for a lot of different events that they have and everything. And like I said, like the different outreaches. We do things like with the kids in the community or at the schools, which I try to help with, and some of the house tours and everything. So you kind of like pick and choose where you feel like you fit best. And, you know, that's what I've done.
I think you've proven yourself to these older women.